Today it is for you, Preeti. Okay, so taking yesterday's topic of Sotapanna and all that, I thought let me give complete clarity how you can do it for yourself. Okay, I'll just close the camera. Okay, so let's begin with understanding what is that Sotapanna and all that, and why are we scared? So every human being is scared of death, or every being is scared of death. So we would like to know, if we were to die, where we would be reborn. This is an interesting question. So whether we will be reborn or will we never be reborn is the first question. If we are going to be reborn, where will we be reborn? A third question is, can we know where we are going to be born, so that the anxiety is not there? So for all these three questions, Buddha has an answer. So there are various suttas where, example, we can go through Aganya Sutta, then in Vibhanga also he covers that, and there's so many other places where we can find about what is that can be done and how do we journey it. But anyway, first and foremost thing we need to know is that there is something called as Buddha teaching. And when we know there is something called as Buddha teaching, then we need to know one single mantra there. That is, Yo mam pasati, so dhammam pasati, yo patit samutpadam pasati, so dhammam pasati. What it means is that one who sees me in Dhamma, and one who understands dependent origination, paticca samutpada, understands the Dhamma. So this is what we need to know. Now, when we get into this, the thing what we need to find out from any teacher, if you are going with a teacher, so we can call that teacher as Bhante, is to find out how does that person teach in becoming Sotapanna. So now we'll first understand what it takes to become Sotapanna, so that you can refer through the Sutta, and then it becomes, you get the confidence that the teacher whom you're following, the Bhante you are following, is indeed possess the ability to help other beings to attain the Sotapanna. So let's first define what is this Sotapanna itself. It's from two words, Sota and Apanna. That is, in English, if we were to put it, is like one who has come to the stream, called stream entry. And another proper meaning is that Sota means listening, one who has entered into the Sangha through listening. So what this means is that if someone were to talk about Dhamma, that person is able to get the Dhamma Chakku, that is the Dhamma vision, to penetrate. Now what it means is that, let's say somebody says ETP, so Bhagava, Arhan, Samma, Sambuddho, all that, that person feels interested. He doesn't get irritated. And if he were to know the meaning of that, he even becomes more interested. Same thing with the Dhamma, and same thing with the Sangha. So the first thing we need to know is that if anybody were to get interested, it means he is or she is able to get the Dhamma Chakku, Dhamma vision. Okay, this is the first step. So that removes the Visiki Icha, meaning skeptical doubt, whether Buddha Dhamma Sangha is going to help me in liberation. And what I want is to escape from the apayas. So that means I don't want to be reborn in animal realm or in ghost realm or in hell realm. I don't know where I'll be reborn, so I need Buddha to help me. If that is the thing, then with the the Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati and Sanghanusati, these anusatis should be able to open things up. The first step. Now let's say it has happened. Then what the person needs to do is, he needs to understand Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. Now in brief I will tell you how you can really see it for yourself, whether you understand it or you don't understand it at all. So I'll give my own personal story. In that we can see how this whole thing works. Now the person whom I married was my neighbor, or we know each other from our school days. So it is, we did not love or do anything, but we knew each other, and when the proposal came and we agreed and we got married, both the parents were very happy. So it's a good marriage, and I know the girl, she knows me, it's very good, all done. Now what is the strange part of this story? The strange part of this story, if I come to Buddha Dhamma, is that before marriage, or when she was small and I was small, or we were young, at around 8 to 9 years of age, we were friends. We never had any intention of becoming husband and wife. Even when we turned teenagers, we never had an intention to become husband and wife. So with the Dhamma Chakku, what you can see is the Rupa, which was there, that is the friend, Rupa, is dead. The Vedana was that the feeling was of a friend, not of a wife, not of a husband. That is dead. The Sanya, perception that she is my friend, is dead. The Sankhara, all the activities we have done together, can be playing, can be going to school, can be whatever we have done, is all gone. No longer it exists. Vijnana, the 6 Vijnanas, the Chakku, the Sota, Ghana, Jivha, Kaya and Mano, they have arisen and they have passed away. Now whenever I want, I can, that is the mind can now go back to the memory lane and pick up that file. That's a max it can do. So supposing this girl whom I married were to start talking when she was a child, and we were going to school and we remember a certain event, then suddenly that event occurs in the mind, and we are able to see, both of us are able to see at the same time, because her experience is there in that memory, my experience is there in that memory, but we are no longer that people, that child at all. Even though the face and everything is vividly seen, that person talking to that girl and the girl talking to that boy, as a child was there, but it no longer exists into the frame. So this aspect, if we are able to penetrate on Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, Atita is seen, that is past. Anagata is seen, the future. Pachuppanna is seen, present. That is, the past is only these memories. What would be the future? The future also will be the memories of all the 6 senses, Vijnana with Rupa, and then the feeling what we are going to have coming in the future, the Sanya, the perception, and the Sankharas what we are going to make. So this opens up the Dhamma Chakku even more better. That means at present the Rupa have not arisen, the Vedana has not arisen, the Sanya has not arisen, the Sankhara has not arisen, the Vijnana has not arisen, but it is going to arise and pass away, just like when we were 9 or 10-year-old and my parents were available at that time, her father was there at that time. Now if we see, neither my parents exist nor her father exists. So we are able to see that the children, 2 children are dead already. So this death completely, if it is understood, then he is Anagami. If he has a glimpse of that, he is a Sotapanna. If he does not possess the girl, or the girl doesn't possess the boy, because he's able to see the flaw here, that everything that is possession oriented is going to get destroyed, so doesn't possess anything. If it doesn't possess anything, then the person is actually a Sakadagan. Very simple. If the complete dissolution is seen, Ragakhayo, Dosakhayo, Mohakhayo, Nibbana, which is Asankata Dhatu. That means no greed, no the hatred and delusion, which is an Asankata, unconditioned. Whereas Raga, Dvesha, Moha is conditioned. So there are 2 dhatus. One is an Asankata dhatu and another one is a Sankhata dhatu. And everything we do in this world is Sankhata, conditioned. Whereas Ragakhayo, Dosakhayo, Mohakhayo, Nibbana is Asankata, unconditioned. Why it is unconditioned is because there is no person. There is no person, personality, or anything to latch on to, hold on to. The upadana itself is not there because there is no tanha, craving. So that state, if a person were to go, then it becomes Vijnanam Anidasanam Anantam Sabbatopabam, which is the last state or the way forward, meaning that is the Arhat Phala Samapatti. So a glimpse means what? Glimpse means that I'm able to see that there is no Sakhaya Ditti. Because I'm able to see the past, it's just this Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, as in the sense of the story what I explained to you. This is the same story with all of us. None of us can go back to our childhood days. None of us can go back to our teenage days. None of us we can go back to the adult. None of us can go back to the stage when we got married or when we got graduated. And none of us can go back to the offices where we started working. So everything is changing moment by moment. It is arising and passing away. So first thing we will understand through this Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana is this arising and passing nature. in everything. So we will understand the anicca. So the question comes, if I hold on to the skirt of the girl whom I had known, let's say I had kept it with me as a souvenir. Now if I show to this girl who is my wife, saying that how pretty you were looking when you were wearing this skirt. Now that skirt doesn't fit onto that body at all. So it is very clear, extremely clear. There's nothing like you have to have a blind faith. It's extremely clear that the person is dead. That person whom I had seen holding that skirt which I had gifted for her birthday, now if I were to ask her to wear it, it doesn't fit into her. That means that girl is dead. Simple. So if I am able to get the glimpse of that, meaning I am able to penetrate into this truth that everything arises and passes away. If I were to hold that skirt with me forever, then it's going to have dukkha, a great deal of suffering due to dissatisfaction, and she's not able to wear the dress what I bought her for the, let's say, 10th year birthday. Okay. If I am not able to give her that dress, then what she should do? Either her body should go down to have that, or she should just keep it because it's her dress. So she assumes that it is her dress, but it is not her dress at all. That person who wore that skirt is no longer there. That's the truth. So if I am able to experience that truth, then I am the Sotapanna, because I am able to see the dukkha, anicca and anatta, all the three, clearly, visible. Not that I believe in Bhante and I am able to see it, nor that I am able to see it due to tradition or whatever I am following. I am following Burmese tradition or a Sri Lankan tradition or an Indian tradition or an American tradition or a Chinese tradition or a Zen tradition or this tradition, doesn't matter. Or if I am a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or Judaism or Hebrew or whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is whether that dress can fit into this girl who is now my wife. No. Shall I try? Yes, I can try enough. That is called sankhara. I can try, but it's not going to fit. In the same way, all the memories, what we store for future, is called as upadana. So if you are able to drop that upadana, there is no bhava, because you need to become. For becoming, you need to have this bhava. This upadana is required. Grasping. So if I am not grasping, then there is no bhava. If there is no bhava, then there is no jati. If there is no jati, then there is no jara, marana, soka, parideva, dukkha, domanasa, upayasa. All of that is not going to be there. So the basic aim, when we say, is to just penetrate little bit, sufficient. That's called Sotapanna. It's not that you should do something great to become a Sotapanna. You should penetrate the Dhamma in whichever side you take it, or whatever you take it. You should be able to penetrate once. That will give you the path. And that is the reason it's called a stream entry. He has entered or she has entered into the stream. Now, is it right for me, appropriate for me to go and ask somebody, am I a Sotapanna? No need, because it's clearly visible. I am able to see the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. I am able to see Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. I am able to understand the Patisamutpada. So what's the problem? That is sufficient. Nobody can give any certificate. And another problem is, everybody follows certain traditions. In one tradition, one way, another tradition, another way. It is better to go by the Sutta. Don't go by tradition. Don't go by norms. Don't go by somebody's compulsion. Don't go by you like somebody. You like one Bhante and that's the reason you're believing. No. Don't do that. You are doing it from Dhamma. You have no personal thing with any Bhante. It can be a bhikkhu or a bhikkhuni or a savaka, or it can be whoever it is. It doesn't matter. What really matters is, can you penetrate using the normal daily life? Can you penetrate? Only for that you need to know how to do it. So the question you need to ask the Bhante, do you know step by step, if I do something, I can become Sotapanna? That is what he should explain. He should or she should not get involved with telling you whether you're Sotapanna or not, or you're Sakadagami or not, whether you're Anagami or not. That is not, he or she should be bothered. I should be bothered whether I have reached Sotapanna or not. Not he should be bothered. How do I know I have reached Sotapanna? I am able to penetrate Dhamma. Simple. So if my Dhamma chakku is opened up, that's all what is required. Nothing more than what is required. Now let's understand what it takes to become a Sakadagan. Now, one thing you need to understand is that if the teacher himself is not a Sotapanna, he will not able to guide step by step. He will give something which looks but is not. He will mix traditions, he will mix his own things, he will do every other kind of things and gives you in a packet which might look good, but it is not that. So example is that Bhante should be able to give you step by step what you need to do, first step, second step, third step, which sutta you need to go through, and guide the sutta. That's all. The rest that person has to do. What that person can do is, can ask the Bhante, I am not able to understand this sutta, which clearly shows that he or she is not a Sotapanna. And the Bhante should give the sutta in such a way which is clearly understandable, like the case of Pena Pindupama Sutta. That's the most easiest sutta. If anybody were to penetrate into the Pena Pindupama Sutta, that person is definitely a Sotapanna. It's not difficult. Buddha himself gave example of what do you mean by Rupa, what is Vedana, what is Sanya, what is Sankhara, what is Vijnana. And he also says, if this is known, everything will be known. So it's good. So we can go by that. There's no need for hundreds of suttas. Just the Pena Pindupama Sutta is sufficient. Okay. Now, second thing, Sakadagan. Again, that Bhante should have experienced what is Sakadagami. Otherwise, that person will not be able to teach anyone how to reach Sakadagami. What it means is that he needs to have literally penetrated into Etan Santan, Etan Panitan. If that is not there as a teacher, then he or she cannot guide another person to get into Sakadagami. Because there are two things what Buddha talks about in that Etan Santan Etan Panitan. He says Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato, first thing, Sabbupadi Patinisaggo. So the second line, Sabbupadi Patinisaggo, is the one which will take you to Sakadagami. So all possessions have to be given up. Now what is this possession? Just like I am holding the skirt of my dearest friend who was 10-year-old, and I'm not willing to let go of it because I had gifted it for her 10th year birthday. That is called as Uppaddi, possession. It's stupidity of mine to try to think that Rupa equals this Rupa, what I am seeing right now. And I'm unwilling to let go of it. Sab-upadi, 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 meaning whatever has been produced. So the skirt has been produced, that memory has been produced, and I'm not able to let go of the skirt which I'm holding in my hand and the memory related to that, because it's so dear to me that I had gifted her and she has not worn it, or rather she worn it only on that day, and after that, she's kept it as a remembrance, and now I want her to wear this. This can be put in any of our life examples where I'm holding on to the memory, good memory, bad memory, this one, that person, this person, including calling the same girl who was my friend when she was in school now as wife, and I believe I have a wife. This is called as Uppadi, something which is produced. Pati Nissaggo. Pati means bonding, Nissaggo means removal, removing that bond. So if I see this woman or a lady or a girl or whatever it is called as in the language, every time I need to reflect upon and say that there is never a wife, just like there is never a friend. There is just this body which is growing due to consciousness. There's nothing else, and with that consciousness were to stop, the body falls down there. If I start doing that with money, with home, with wife, son, daughter, friend, enemy, all that, so then I have become Sakadagan. Why? Because I don't have anything to possess. Very simple. And when I don't have possession, the anger, that is the Vyapada or Vyapada, and Kamachanda, sensual desire, reduces very, very much. So there's no fight. There is no fight for the right. There is no fight for gender equality. There is no fight for who should win and who should earn and who should take care of the family, who should take care of this, who should take care of that. All that is gone. It's there in Sotapanna, but it's not there in Sakadagan. Then how do I get into Anagami? Very simple. That teacher should be an Anagami himself. Otherwise not possible. Because he has to tell him how to remove all the sankharas at once. Sabba sankhara samato. So he needs to make it tranquil. Samatha means tranquility. So that means he should teach this person how to do vipassana and samatha both together. How does he penetrate into the reality, that is the Four Noble Truths, including looking at the Yatha Bhuta Jnana, what I was talking about yesterday, the Bhuta, the elements. How does he see? Like a ghost, he is able to see these elements and how they are coming together, how they are disappearing, the arising and the departing, both he is able to see, penetrated completely between the Nama and Rupa. If he is able to do that, that is, the teacher is himself an Anagami and knows step by step how to become an Anagami, and he is able to provide that information to this person who is now moving from Sakadagami to Anagami, then he is a perfect teacher, because he is not mixing any tradition. He is exactly showing based upon what the Sutta talks about. Wherein the Kamachanda is gone. How does the Kamachanda go? The Kamachanda will go when you see the bone. Simple. That means the person let go of identity itself. What he sees in everyone is just a bone. He'll start seeing it as made of holes and bone. That's all. So he'll see space, and he'll see solidity, and he'll see warmth, he will see the vayu, the air, and nothing else in anyone. So there is no Kamachanda if you are able to see the bone completely. Then if without Kamachanda, Vyapada can never stay. It's a friend. So you remove Kamachanda, the Vyapada is gone. And since it would have got reduced in the Sakadagami stage, Anagami is very easy. So to reach the Sakadagami and Anagami, you require Satipatthana. For Sotapanna, you don't really require to penetrate into Satipatthana. But for Sakadagami and Anagami, it's good to go with Satipatthana, and Anagami definitely Satipatthana, and that is the reason Buddha in the end of the Mahasatipatthana Sutta says that I will promise that Ekayano ayam bhikkave maggo sattanam visuddhya soka paridevanam, like that, whatever he explains there. He says this path, guaranteed path, will guarantee what? Arhat, failing which you will reach Anagami. Now till here is fine. Now what about Arhat? It's slightly complicated, not as simple as that, but this Mahasatipatthana Sutta itself will help the person to become an Arhat if he has completed the necessary condition for Anagami, and he has the parami sufficient to take him from Anagami to Arhat. He or she will definitely reach the final destination. Ragakhayo, Dosakhayo, Mohakhayo, Nibbana. Okay, this is the thing. Now, from Sotapanna to Arhat, you don't require, or even I don't require, to ask anyone. The only thing where I require a teacher help is to know how to proceed further. I can go with a question to the Bhante saying that while practicing this in this sutta, I have got stuck. Have you read this sutta? First question. And if the Bhante says, I don't know about this sutta, I will thank him and walk away from there. Then I go to another Bhante and I say that, dear Bhante, I am practicing this. This is explained in this sutta. I have done this so far. I am not able to understand this particular concept. Can you help me with that? And the Bhante gives me a different reply, saying that it is not this one English or that one, and this one is not okay. I'll give you something else. No, sorry. I go to another Bhante and I'll ask the Bhante, dear Bhante, I am practicing this and I've got stuck in this sutta. Do you know how do I understand this sutta? And if the Bhante confidently explains from the beginning to the end of the sutta, that's all what is required. For me, I had a question and that question is satisfactorily answered. How do I know it is satisfactorily answered? The Dhamma chakku will open up. The light bulb will open up. And that happens. If that teacher properly explains, the student definitely will say, wow, now I got it. Thank you so much. All this while it was covered and you uncovered it for me. Thank you so much. And that's it. So I don't have to go to the Bhante saying that, look, I'm an Anagami. Can you help me to become an Arhat? It's the most stupidest question I would have been asking. Instead, my question should be framed like this. I'm interested in getting to the final destination, which is Arhat. Can you tell me two things? One, how did you attain Arhat? What all did you do from the beginning till now? How did you journey it? Number two, how do you help me to get into the Arhat Phala Mala, Arhat Phala Samapatti? How do I get into that? And if that teacher tells me a different answer than the sutta, then I say thank you very much and walk away. I go to another Bhante and I say that, look, I need to become, I have come to you because you are an Arhat, is what I understand. Can you tell me how did you journey to Arhat? What all did you do? Can you guide me to become or to reach the final destination of Arhat? And then if he says, yeah, these are the steps what I followed, this is the sutta, this is the reference, this is how it is, this is what I understood, this is how you need to practice, then it is yes. He doesn't have to tell me, he doesn't have to certify me that I am going to become an Arhat. I myself will come to know through parami, through the paramita, that I have reached the final destination. Because that's what the sutta would say. What does it say? Raga khayo, completely raga is gone. Dosa khayo, completely dosa is gone. Then moha khayo, the complete delusion is gone. Raga khayo, dosa khayo, moha khayo, nibbana. Simple. So I don't have to go and beg someone that, please sir, teach me or tell me whether I may become a Sakadagami or Anagami or this one and that one. I do not require. If he says you are not even a Sotapanna, I feel hurt. The moment I feel hurt, it means I am not an Anagami. Because there's Vyapada. Simple. Very simple. He has proved it correct. That I am not a Anagami. Then I have a lot of possession. I possess, including Buddha Dhamma. Then I am not even Sakadagami. I can recite the sutta very well, but I have no idea what that sutta is. Then I am not even a Sotapanna. I myself know it. I don't have to go and ask somebody, hey, tell me what am I? No. I can find it for myself. If I am able to penetrate sutta, very good. Why? Because I have saved myself from the sins. the dasa kusala. So what I need to do is, I need, instead of wasting my time in asking somebody whether I am a Anagami or a Sakadagami or a Sotapanna or whatever, I need to work on removing the dasa kusala on one side and nivarana on the other side. That's all. That's the energy, that's a virya what I need to put the energy. Everything else takes care by itself. I don't really have to worry about finding a Bhante and finding out whether Bhante is right, he knows the subject, or he is from this tradition or that tradition, or a Tibetan tradition or a Chinese tradition or an Indian tradition or whichever tradition. I don't have to go by that. All that I need to know is, I need to remove the dasa kusala, which is what is there to be learned there. It is very clear, it's straightforward, it is there as the precept itself. So what more do I have to by heart, or what more should I have to study? All that I need to do is to remove these 10 immoral deeds. For that, I don't require to ask anyone. I can be doing that with my transactional world itself. If I am having greed, I know I am having greed. For that, I don't require a Bhante to tell me, hey, you have a lot of greed. I know I have greed, so I have to work out to remove the greed. I know I am having Kamachanda, so I need to implement Paccavekkhana. That's the only way. Whether the Bhante knows it or doesn't know it, it only makes sure that I am following the right Bhante, right teacher. So what I need to do is to find out from the Bhante whether he has implemented Paccavekkhana. And how do I know? I can know from his habits, his dressing style, his sitting style, his eating style, his sleeping style. Everything shows whether he is following Paccavekkhana or not. The 4 requisites. That's all. So I can then select the teacher. I don't have to go and hurt him. Not required. I don't have to have raga with him, saying that he is going to do something to me. He will ensure that I become a Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami. No. Nobody can ensure anybody can become anything. We have to put our own effort. Appamadena sampadeta. Heedlessness is not going to work. We need to be heedful. We need to be urgently fixing up things. We can't be wasting time. And we don't have time at all, because we don't know when this body is going to break up. We don't know whether we are going to survive this night or not. So we have to work it out in that way. There's no point in arguing with any Bhante or any tradition or whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is, after the body breaks up, where is this consciousness going to get established? That's all should be the interest. Not about the tradition, not about the Bhante. You leave the Bhante, you leave the tradition, you leave everything. Just go by the Sutta. Yo mam pasati, so dhammam pasati. One who sees the Dhamma sees me. Now when I go to the Bhante and the Bhante is very angry, he is getting agitated, very clearly shows that he is himself not a Anagami, let alone anything else. And then he is attached to a tradition. So that means his possessive orientation, which means that he is not even Sakadagami. And then if I ask him a question on the Dhamma, he is not able to explain to me. That means he is not even a Sotapanna. So it doesn't matter. I don't have to insult him. I don't have to complain. I just can have compassion and leave. So what I need to use is just compassion for everyone, that he is misunderstood. So it's fine. There's no sin. It is his problem, not my problem. By hating him, I am going into hell realm of existence, not him. He might not go, but I am definitely making my room in the hell. So what I should do? Metta bhavana only. Even if that person, that Bhante abuses me, I should be very kind with him and then convey through metta. That's all. Why metta? Because I can see with his anger that he is going to go somewhere, which I can't stop. So the only thing I can use is compassion, because he's losing this human life by becoming agitated, worried and worked up, and is going to a bad destination. However, if there is a Bhante who doesn't become angry, who is very calm, looking at his calmness, you feel like asking 100 questions, and he, without getting irritated at any point in time, he is able to explain with Sutta reference. That means you can 100% with your closed eyes believe in what he says, or I can believe in whatever he says, because he is kind-hearted, he has compassion, and he doesn't mind teaching me again and again the same thing, even though I'm asking him in different ways. So that clearly shows he has moved from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami, at least, because he doesn't seem to have Kamachanda, he doesn't seem to have Vyapada, he doesn't seem to have the possession that is Ajjahosa, which is attachment. So, and possession orientation is a parigraha in Sanskrit and in Pali. So when I possess something, including the Buddha Dhamma, it becomes mine. Anything that becomes mine creates asmimana, and anything that is asmimana means that it's very difficult to go beyond Anagami, because asmimana has to go. So he would have reduced the 5 lower fetters, but the 5 higher fetters are still there. So he has Ruparaga, he has Aruparaga, he has got Udacha, and then he is Asmimana, and he has Avijja. All the 5 are there. So if my intention is to reach Arhat, then this teacher is not going to help me, because even he is trying his best to let go of the 5 higher fetters, samyojana. So I need to see the Bhante in that way and select the right Bhante. If I don't get the Bhante, the only Bhante I can get is Buddha, through the Sutta and through the Abhidhamma, through the Vinaya I can get. So the Tipitaka is my light. So if we read through the Jinapanjara Sutta, it very clearly says, you don't require anyone except for these people. Buddha, then you have Mahanama, then you have the Angulimala, then you have Upali, Nanda, then you have Moggallana, you have Sariputta, you have the Buddha, Gautama Buddha, as your torchlight. What more I require to become an Arhat? So only one Gatha, that is Jinapanjara Sutta, is sufficient to penetrate from Anagami to Arhat. So that's what I need to do. If I'm at an Anagami level, I know that I don't have to go and ask somebody, am I an Anagami? If somebody recognizes that I'm an Anagami, okay, fine. If he doesn't recognize Anagami, is also fine, because it doesn't make any difference whether somebody recognizes me an Anagami or doesn't recognize me Anagami. If somebody recognizes me as a Sotapanna or does not recognize Sotapanna or a Sakadagami or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What matters is what is that I have understood. That's all what is required. Not about what I should be doing. I should only be doing Ragakhayo, Dosakhayo, Mohakhayo, Nibbana. That's all I need to be doing. Nothing else. There is nothing else I need to be doing other than these three. For which I need to penetrate into Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. And I need to know Paticcasamuppada. That's all. Nothing else I require. And then the suttas associated with that will help me as a guiding light, and it will take me to the destination. If I am unable to let go of the Buddha Dhamma and I keep it very closer to my heart, that means I will be reborn in the Anagami place, in the Brahma Loka. Before which I should have established myself in the Brahma Vihara, that is Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. That I should have established at an Anagami level. So I myself know whether my mind resides in the Brahma realm or not. If not, definitely I am not an Anagami. So if I implement Karaniya Metta Sutta in my life and I see all the characteristics what Buddha has mentioned there, Karaniya Atta Kusalena Yantam Santam Padam Abhisameccha. So if I go from there till the end, if I see, I can tick mark everything. I have this, I have this, I have this. Mata Yata Niyam Puttam Ayusam Eka Puttam Anurakhi Evam Pi Sabba Bhutesu Mana Sambhavaye Aparimana. That means if I am able to take care of all the beings as though it is my child, only child, and I have so much of compassion for all living beings, then yes, I have established Brahma Vihara. If I am established Brahma Vihara all the time, then Gabba, that is from the womb, I will never be born. Punare iti. So I am not going to be coming into this womb cycle again. That means I am ending my journey as an Anagami. Buddha has given that. So I don't have to go and ask Bhante, please tell me whether I am an Anagami. It's a stupidest question I am asking. I can only ask, in your Shasana, in your teaching, do you teach how to get into Anagami? And what are the steps that need to be followed? Then I need to see what I am following and what the Bhante are saying, can it be demonstrated? If it is demonstrable, yes, I can join him, learn and leave. If not demonstrable, then I don't have to do anything. I can just say thank you and go somewhere else. That's what exactly Buddha did. He met Alara Kalama and he learned, and he found that it doesn't lead anywhere. Then he met Uddaka Ramaputta. Then he learned. He found that it doesn't lead anywhere. So he left. He didn't stay there. He informed both the teachers that whatever you have taught, I have understood and able to demonstrate. But I don't think so. This will lead to the final liberation. And I am in lookout for final liberation, which you don't have. And hence I am leaving. Very simple. He didn't stay there saying that, oh my goodness, what will the Bhante think if I go away? No, you are in search of Dhamma. You are not in search of a person, or I am not in search of a person. I am in search of Dhamma. So the proper Dhamma will take me out of the pain. I need to let go of suffering. So it doesn't matter. Let us say if somebody says that I am already Arhat, would that change anything for me? Can I really escape from death in this life? No. Can I really escape the old age from this life? No. Can I really escape from the diseases in this life? No. Can I really remove the hunger from this life? No. Can I remove the thirst from this life? No. So what is the point in arguing or debating or discussing with the Bhante? It's not required, because this is common with everyone. Everyone feels hungry, everyone feels thirst, everyone gets diseases, everyone will get old, and everyone is going to die. Nobody is going to stay. Whether he is a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist or a Jain or a Parsi or this or that, it doesn't matter. Even if he's a Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Just because I'm a Buddhist, let's say, I can't say that, look, I'll not die. No, you will die whenever the time comes. Only the difference being that you are already dead, so there is no more dead to dead. That's all. So the objective here is to remove the ego, not about increasing the ego. So if I am able to do that, then I reach the highest, which is Arhat. I still have a little, or I have an Asmimana with me, then I end up being an Anagami. So for which the proof is the suttas. That's all what we need to do. Okay, I have spoken for 1 full hour. So we can discuss. Are you all there or meditating or how it is? Ha, Preeti ji. Oh, good.
I'm very thankful to you.
Okay, no problem. Yes, Preeti ji, I can't hear you because your microphone is muted.
Yes, nicely explained again. Nicely understood now.
Okay. See, this is what I do. I don't ask anyone. The reason is there is no point in asking. We need to only practice.
To me, I also don't ask. I have not asked him. He was explaining a talk on how to become Sotapanna.
I got it. No. I didn't say that you asked him. I'm just saying that we will be having this doubt. And when we go and ask, saying that, look, I'm doing this meditation, I'm doing this, then they answer in a very different way, which will create a hurt feeling. And that hurt feeling will not help us. I'm not saying that you felt hurt. Generally it happens if I were to go and ask someone, what do you think? And then the person says that you are a useless person and you are following something wrong. And then for a second, the mind goes blank and it gets into anger or dissatisfaction or something like that. And then that catches up. So we shouldn't do that. So I thought yesterday we were discussing about it. So I thought, let me put in each way, because even Suyog wanted to know about that chair and table. How does he do that? So we are going into that, and that is the stage when we get into Anagami. Till that time we are not able to break the Nama and Rupa. The Nama Rupa will get broken down completely when you get the Anagami stage.
Then I have a question.
Yes.
Like I don't know, that just came because you were saying that Buddha went to two of his teachers, previous teachers, and he was not satisfied because he wanted to get a liberation.
Correct.
Then I think he carved his own path.
Correct.
So in any sutta, in any Tipitaka, is there any mention how we have done that? Means like, if now, like, I just think I'm now in a place of Gautama the Buddha. I don't know nothing. I have went to two teachers now, and I know nothing, and I want a liberation. So now, what can I do? I just sit and meditate, and what to do in the meditation?
Good question. So
How he carved out his own path, like this what
there is at least a huge sutta which goes from 1 minute. I will tell you that sutta. Just give me a minute. It's a very nice book. I think I will message you later if I don't find it right now.
ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना बंदे कि मैं जब आके बोली मैं पीपल के प्रैक्टिस करती जाऊँ इसे बैठ के मेडिटेशन करूँगा और बस हो जाएगा ऐसा तो नहीं हुआ
No.
कंटेम्पलेशन तो किया होगा ना
हाँ.
वो कैसे समझा उनको कि कंटेम्पलेशन भी करना
नहीं wait.
दुख भी करना है
So
of the questions.
It is the Majjhima Nikaya 85. Okay, it is Bodhiraja Kumara Suttam. In this sutta, don't worry, I'm going to message. I'll send you the text, that PDF document itself. Okay, it starts.
I have to explain that PDF won't work because it takes time to read and to understand. You only tell. You are school reading us, so you only give us.
No, then I will only eat it. So
No, you are going to feed us.
okay, see, it starts with the meeting with Alara Kalama, meeting with Uddaka Ramaputta. Then he'll give similes. Then he will look at how did he struggle for 6 years looking at the breath, then the fasting, what he has done, finding the right path, the story about the Brahma's request, deciding who to teach, the abstainer Upaka, who was the first person who meets him. Then he remembers that he has to teach 5 of his friends in Isipatana. And he starts explaining one by one all his attainments. So if any Bhante says that one should not proclaim their attainments, then that person has not understood the Dhamma, because it says very clearly all about his attainment. So he says that what all did he do? What Buddha says is that don't misunderstand your attainments. You check it up with your Kalyanamitta. Don't assume. You share your information. Look, I'm seeing this. I'm experiencing this. As per the sutta, I'm experiencing this. Am I right? Have you also experienced the same thing? And if you ask me, I should not something give you hawa mein talwar and just give you something. No, this is like that. No, I should go by the sutta. I should say, in this sutta, in this line, this is the experience. And you should have experience in the same line. Then it makes sense. Okay, if you have experienced and I have not experienced, that means you are my teacher, because you have to teach me how did you experience. because you are a Kalyan Mitra and I am also a Kalyan Mitra. So since we both are Kalyan Mitra, you are going to explain to me and I am going to explain to you and you are going to teach me. There's nothing like you shouldn't become a teacher and I should remain as a teacher. No. For this you have experience, you are my teacher. So you have to tell me. There's no mana in this. Okay, so you are going to teach me. If I have experienced and you have not experienced, and I am going to explain to you, which will make you experience. So this Bodhi Rajakumara Sutta, if you really read it, it is around, I think, 100 pages. Yeah, it is 92 pages. Beautiful. I'll send it to you. It gives you complete history of what Buddha has done for all the 6 years. He keeps on repeating, I was doing this and I fell down, I could not eat, and this happened, that happened. Then I did this, then I did that. Then I remembered my days in the rose apple tree when my father was asking me, and blah blah blah, all that. Okay. And Buddha is very straight. He has explained what he has done. He has not gone by any scriptural references and all that. No. And that's the reason in the Kalama Sutta, he says, don't accept if somebody comes with a tradition, saying that I am coming from so-and-so tradition. Sorry, you keep your tradition aside. Tell me by the Sutta. You give me the Sutta number, that's all. I don't require any explanation. I need explanation on the Sutta. I don't want explanation on anything else. I need the Sutta reference. Either you know the Sutta or I know the Sutta, I will tell you the Sutta, you explain to me what it means. And that Bhante, that teacher should be able to do that. If he is failing, then he is not the right teacher. That means when you come to me and I am not able to explain to you, forget convincing, I am not even able to explain to you, then I am not a teacher at all. Because neither I am growing nor I am allowing you to grow. So you should not be with that teacher. That's what he did with Alara Kalama and Uddaka Ramaputta. He never insulted them. No. He found that 7th jhana is okay, 8th jhana is okay, neva sanya na sanya, but that doesn't eliminate everything. So I am looking at Arhat. I am not looking at Sotapanna level. Sorry. I am not looking at Sakadagami level. Sorry. I am not even looking at Anagami level. I am looking at Arhat. So I need a teacher.
Buddha had already gone into 7th and 8th jhana. He had already been passed
Don't imagine all of that, whether he was Anagami or this Gami, that Gami. He has put step by step with Uddaka Ramaputta and the other teacher. Okay, he has explained what did he experience. So we need to go by that. Right? Don't worry whether he was an Anagami or he was not an Anagami, because Buddha himself has put all of these 4. Before he became Buddha, what was there, we don't know. So let us not worry about whether he was an Anagami and he was able to do that jhana or not. Okay, so let us forget all about it. So the idea here is, Suyog is for everything, including how to see a chair as not a chair. You require a Sutta reference. Okay, without which it makes no sense. I can give you a story. No, see like this, see like that. No. Where do you get that? Very simple. Vinyanam anidasanam anantam sabbatopavam yatta patavi cha apo cha tejo cha vayo nagadati. That is the line. Chair is coming from where? Patavi, apo, tejo, vayo. Yatta diganja rasancha anunathulam subha asubham. That is, diga is long Rasam is short. That means a short chair, a long chair, like that. A fat chair, a lean chair. Okay. Yatta namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati. That means when the nama and rupa, the name and form, is completely removed. When does it get removed? At Anagami. So if I am a Sotapanna, definitely I am not able to do it. Clear? So I have understood the Buddha Dhamma, but I am not able to remove the nama and rupa. Fine, work it out. It happens. At Sakadagami level, you are able to penetrate into nama and rupa. You are able to see, there is no wife because there is no possession, there is no chair, there is no table, there is no money, there is nothing called building. You are able to see. Anagami level, Kama Chanda Vyapada is gone. Very clearly you are able to see that there is no wife, there is no husband, there is no table, there is no computer, there is no this, there is no that. Because there is no Kama Chanda. Without Kama Chanda, you can never recognize any one of these. Kama Chanda is required. Because you need to exist in Kama Loka. Then only all this will come. So when you move out of Kama Loka and you are in Rupa realm, you don't feel anything of that. If you are established in the Rupa, that is, you are in the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, you don't feel anything. And you come to the fourth jhana, it becomes equanimous to everything. Then you are in Arupa Loka, that is 5, 6, 7, 8. So you really don't require anything. You feel it's a burden. This body is a burden. So it automatically makes you feel that, which is Anagami level. Okay, so to answer to your question, to yesterday's question, how do I know, how do I get rid of the chair, table and all that? It's only at Anagami. So when will I come to know? When you're able to see, penetrate into Nama and Rupa. So how do I practice? You have to practice through Paticca. The Anuloma, that is from the front, Viloma from the back, meaning Avidya, Pachaya, Sankhara and all that, and then Asesa, Viraga, all that. Avidya Yatveva, Asesa, Viraga, Nirodho, Sankhara, Nirodha, like that. Yes, we are going to discuss tomorrow on this, and then we are going to meditate using Satipatthana. That's the first step. To go from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami. I only said I am not an Arhat. So if somebody feels I am an Arhat, then I am, or if I feel myself I have reached Arhat, no. At present, no. The day I reach, I am going to tell, now I understood. Okay, then I can help the step what I did from Anagami to Arhat. So I am practicing that presently. Okay. Then
So I have a small question.
yes.
I think for Sakadagami you were mentioning something about giving up possessions, but obviously you don't mean that literally. In what sense do you mean giving up possessions?
It's in the mind. There is no possession orientation in the mind. All of this. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Continue.
All of this possession happens in the mind. So you're giving up the possession in the mind. Because you see, like I was giving an example, that skirt which I'm holding doesn't fit into this body, what is there with me today. So what's the point in possessing it? So if the possession orientation is gone, 100% I'm a Sakadagami in everything. not that skirt. Like skirt, everything is like skirt, because all sankharas are anatta.
Understood.
So there's no point in keeping it.
Correct. But then, yeah, correct. There is no point in keeping it, but then in one sense, one is kind of keeping it.
No, when we keep it, we are not Sakadagami, is what I'm telling you. In whichever sense we keep it, that's okay. So we have to practice to remove that possession orientation. That's all.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I might still be possessing. I might be possessive about my wife. I might be possessive about my son. If I am possessive about my wife and son, I am not an Anagami at all. Simple. I am a Sotapanna. You might say that I am an Anagami. That is your problem, but I know I am not. So I can't fool myself. Okay, so if you say to me that I'm an Anagami and I know I am very much attached to my wife and son, what it clearly shows that I am still not a Sakadagami also.
Correct.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, but I mean, with regards to possession, you, in a way, you can only know whether you truly possess, whether you actually truly give it up, not even in the mental sense, also in the physical sense. Otherwise, how can you truly know you don't possess?
No. Until Anagami, you will be in a lay life without any problem. So you will have possession to what you should possess. The stupid possessions will not be there.
Okay. The four requisites, like you mentioned, you only look at things in this way.
Yes.
And anything else is a burden or a stress, like you mentioned, you have a car, the maintenance and the big house, whatever, cleaning, etc.
Yes.
You just, yeah, okay, got it, I understood.
Not only that, if somebody takes it away from you, you are not perturbed by that.
Yeah, correct, I get your point. Yes, correct. Yeah, that's a way to find out. If you lose it, then you can sense to what degree.
Yes.
I mean, to what degree you're holding on to it.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, fine, understood. Thank you.
No, sure. Okay, so shall we end the session for today and meet up tomorrow at 8:30?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Preeti, for bringing this up of your yesterday's experience. So I thought it might help a lot of people, not only you. I thought whoever comes online, it might help.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Namo Buddhaya.
Yeah, good night.
Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Good night. Bye.